CPFC representing Palace, so let's tell you about Palace.
Eagle Eye Football here with the chairman, Brentford 2, Palace 1, here with JC. What was your thoughts on the game?
Disappointing. Not really much else to say about it. Definitely a game that we could have got something out of. Put the ball in the back of the net twice. Own goal, which was a bit lucky, but Edouard was standing right behind him, so even if he weren't there, I think that we would have scored anyway. But I think there were some questionable decisions by the manager. Obviously taking off JP, we don't exactly know why that is, whether it was the knock that he might have got when falling over against Flecken. But I think there are some players which really shone in pre-season, and granted this is why we say don't really trust pre-season, that didn't really turn up today. Daichi Kamada had quite a few chances. I think the main one that we're all thinking of is when he could have put Mateta in to have a really good shot on goal, but the pass was just overhit. Granted, it's his first game. Adam Wharton's first game in the Premier League against Brighton wasn't his brightest spell, but hopefully that this is the same thing that happened to Adam. It will kick him a little bit to say, look, this is the level of the Premier League. You need to step up a little bit. So I'm not judging him as of yet, but certain things that we said in Tats Eagle, I feel like exactly happened. I feel like our centre-backs are way too focused on pressing out and stepping out of their line, and a quick 1-2 would just cut us completely open. Like Wissa had it a few times. If Henderson didn't go flying out, we'd have conceded again. But I think the fact that we've only got two people in midfield and we like to do this whole team press, if they break through it, it's really just attack against defence. And also, last season we was playing out from the back, weren't we? We was playing out, passing through the team, nice football. But now it was pass, hit it long. We weren't really trying to pass out that much. So I don't know whether that's something that Glasner's working on, or maybe that was a game plan against Brentford, but unfortunately it didn't really work out.
Made a very interesting point, actually, talking about Tats Eagle, and then you mentioned it when we was watching the game, especially the two midfield, especially Will Hughes, who seemed to be just getting passed around continuously and getting caught out of position a lot, and you did mention that a lot. And the other thing I was going to ask you as well is the lack of shooting in the first half. I mean, we're trying to walk the ball to net. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think you said that Neil Warnock said on BBC that Glasner turned around after the first half and says, why don't we shoot? I don't know. I really don't. Like, there was a spell where we came out and Adam Wharton had, 5 shots in 5 minutes? And he tested the keeper. And Mark Flecken, he's not the best keeper in the world, is he? Like, Kamada pressed him. Okay, that's one thing I forgot about. Why didn't Eze shoot on his first touch? He had an empty net.
Absolutely.
But Mark Flecken was just all over the place with the ball at his feet. Why didn't we try and shoot at him, or why didn't we press him? Or granted, he made some brilliant saves late on into the game, but if we worked him like that all game, I'm sure something would have went in. Just unfortunate. Hopefully this is a little blip in the road. I know that when Glasner came in, he won his first game, but historically at Frankfurt or Wolfsburg, he did take a few games to get into it. So hopefully we'll be back up and running again for next week's game.
And just before we finish off, the subs, right, wrong, right time, wrong subs, wrong positioning?
I think I would say that the subs were wrong at the wrong times. I think JP, don't really know what's happening there. Maybe he's still a bit tired. Maybe he got injured. For Eddie, no worries about that. But Wharton coming on, I don't agree with that. I think Lerma should have come on for Hughes, and then potentially later on into the game, Decore come on for Wharton. I think that maybe Shadi Riyad should have came on a lot earlier, because all three of our centre-backs got booked within 60 minutes. I think that we needed someone with a bit more pace at the back, and I think you said it as well. Maybe because Richards is getting done for pace so much on that right side of centre-back, maybe put Klein on to maybe slow down Sharda. But I think it was a bit of a strange one. I don't think the subs were completely right. I think the personnel that came on was right. I think who he took off was wrong. But the only thing that is a bit of a question is when he put Ayew on, it was a little bit of a change in system, whereas Edouard was getting a lot of love, a lot of energy. But then when Ayew came on, Edouard sort of moved out of position and Ayew was sort of taking up the same space and they were getting in each other's way, and Edouard wasn't as effective as he was.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. And then finally, who was your man of the match?
I think even though it was a bit of a disappointing game all around, I think I can't look any further than Eze. He was the only one really making any chances for us. Granted, he made some bad decisions, like should have slipped in Mitchell, should have passed it at some times, tried to shoot it too many times. definitely feels like he's trying to overcompensate because Elise is not there. Feels like he's got to do it all himself. But I think it's got to be Eze. He was the only one really creating anything, and he was, for me, one of the standouts.
Did you ask one more question? Did you see any signs positive going forward, or is it just you just think this is a blip and we will move on, we'll get a bit fitter, knock the ball around better and improve?
I mean, we have brought in quite a few players, and obviously losing Michael Elise, it's a hard hole to fill, really. So I think that we're used to having a left footer out there. I think it's just trying to overcompensate and now play someone who's right-footed on that side, because we've gone from having a left footer to 2 right-footers now, and also the fact that we've got 2 lefties in midfield as well. Everything will go down that left side, and Mitchell is great, but he's not as good at attacking as Munoz. So if we've got a right-footer in there, we can start to utilise that right side a little bit more, because I feel like we didn't use it at all.
At the Palace?
Up the Palace.